What an incredible season it's been for you this year, rookie season, but you've played like a seasoned professional really. So take me back to the start. What were your expectations at the start of the year?
Well, can I please ask Rania Biltaji to present the magnificent silverware to our team champions in 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together, give them a very big cheer. It is Team Tamburlini.
I remember going to Kenya and I was so nervous because I was just like not sure if this was going to be something like completely different, you know, and I was like, I wasn't sure if all the people that I knew from like junior golf and college golf were still going to be, you know, the same people. And then being in Kenya, and I remember I think the first person I saw was Alex Ferguson. Oh, it's so good to see you. I'm like, oh, I guess all still the same after all. So that was really good, like just, you know, emotionally and to know that like people are still as friendly as I had remembered them. And yeah, and then with golf, I mean, in Kenya, I remember my goal was just to make the cut. And obviously I had a really good week there and finished third. And so that was really the moment where I felt like, you know, I deserved to be there. I mean, I'd gotten my card through LETXs. But, you know, it's still good to kind of confirm that you belong there. Yeah, but I mean, the overall goal for the season was just to keep the card, to be honest. I mean, you know, I wanted to not have too high expectations on myself. And I felt like keeping the card was a reasonable yet not an easy goal. So, yeah.
Well, you kept the card pretty early on because obviously you won down in South Africa. Once you had got that win, first of all, how did that win feel? I must have felt like pressure off yourself because you've kept your card, but also you've got your first win under your belt. But how did you manage to keep the motivation going after that? Because some people get that win and sort of take a step back and think, goal accomplished for the year. How did you keep going?
Yeah, to be honest, I would almost say pressure increased a little bit after that because I just wanted to prove that was not like a one-time fling or so as well, you know, like I wanted to get that feeling again firstly, and you know, there's always things you can improve on, and I think that's what I was focused on a lot during the whole season really. I mean, even if you play well, there's just always these little tweaks that you can do to improve, and I think that was kind of my motivation, and I think that's what it's been my whole life really, you know, just trying to become a better golfer. Yeah.
And after that first win, obviously the profile on you went up a little bit. People started looking at you at tournaments, getting into them. How did you deal with that? How did you feel about that?
You know, I mean, in the beginning it was definitely a special / weird sensation, but I think what I managed to do now, like during the year, is also to just stick to what I know works for me. I mean, I'm still the same person as I was beginning of the year, you know. I mean, I feel like, you know, not much has changed off the golf course, and I find that quite important as well, to just be true to myself. And, you know, I still need to do the things that I know work, you know. I still need to put in the work. I'm still trying to improve here and there, and then also just maintain a lot of the things.
You've had some really great weeks. You've had some quite bad weeks as well. I mean, remember in Italy you had a very bad week. Is that because you thought you were going to do so well, or you expected yourself to do each well? Maybe sometimes the pressure was a little bit too much on yourself. I remember you said to me you had to sort of reset sometimes and deal with it again. How have you managed to adjust to that, and what have you learned from that process?
Yeah, I feel like, you know, it definitely, I mean, I did miss quite a few cuts as well, and I mean, I'm not quite sure where that's coming from either, but yeah, definitely, you know, some of the pressure and then, like, you know, wanting to catch up. Maybe sometimes when you're not having your week, it's just important to kind of, you know, not strive for too much, but just kind of be okay with what might feel like a mediocre week. And I think that's definitely something that I'm still learning, to kind of, you know, get it in on those days too. And no, but otherwise, I mean, you know, it's you have your bad weeks, and I mean, I feel like I was very, very devastated in Italy, for example. Like, I just felt like, oh my God, like my world is ending, and you know, I guess throughout the year, I missed a couple more cuts after that. Like, you just kind of learn that it's part of the game. You'll have good weeks, you'll have bad weeks. You'll get an off weekend. You get to actually practice a little bit, which like we don't get to do that often anymore because we play so much. And you know, last week as well in India, I quite appreciated to be able to just reset, like have some calls with my coaches, go back to my basics and feel like I'm getting ready for this week.
So that's a key strength of being a golfer, because I mean, I see a lot over my years that perhaps have a good week, then have a bad week and let it affect them so much that it takes them a long time to recover from it. You lose more than you win in golf, and that's something you have to have in your head to do well in golf, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you know, winning is the exception. Like, you lose more often than you win. You said that right, but you know, you also have to take like small wins. You know, sometimes wins are having a good attitude, sometimes wins are being committed to shots, and I think that's what I've learned this year as well, to just, you know, be a bit less hard on myself, that like even if you have a bad week, you'll still be able, maybe you did some things well still, and plus you can always learn, you know. I mean, there's this saying, you either win or you learn, which, I mean, I don't love that, but you know, you definitely can learn when you have a bad week too, if you're just honest with yourself and reflect and just try and look forward instead of nagging on the past.
At what stage in the season did winning the Order of Merit become a real goal? Obviously Rookie of the Year as well. Chiara Tam made a great start obviously in Kenya there, but at what point in the season did you think, you know, I'm in a real good chance of winning both here?
You know, I mean, I played Scottish and British and unfortunately missed the cut at both those events, so then yeah, I kind of, you know, just tried to focus on getting my game back, and you know, I had felt like I played good those weeks, and then the week after we played in Ireland, where I had a really good final round and finished 4th, and that's where I first took the lead of the Order of Merit. And to be honest, that's the time where it became the goal. Beforehand, like, it hadn't really been the goal. I mean, you know, I was obviously, it was somewhere in the back of my mind, but not actively. And then once I played well in Ireland, that definitely became the goal. But I tried to, you know, remind myself that there's also other things to be achieved. You know, I mean, you need to play good golf to win the Order of Merit, so kind of not get ahead of yourself, because winning the Order of Merit seems like this huge thing, but to get there you have to like achieve many steps on the way, and I think that's what I was trying to focus on until then.
Yeah, and obviously wins kept coming for you, and also you did well in the team series in China as well. How did you keep the momentum going? I mean, I know it's a question maybe you don't even know the answer to yourself, but I guess it's something that everyone wants to know. How did you keep rolling? How did you keep the energy going?
Yeah, you know, that is a good question. I have to say in Taiwan specific, I mean, the team win in China was incredible, and so we go to Taiwan the week after, and I was really tired that week, and I have to say, you know, the Pro-Am got cancelled on the Tuesday, so Monday was travel day, we took Monday off, and Tuesday got rained out, so I didn't practice, so I had 2 days off that week. With only one practice round leading up to the event. And I think honestly, in a way, that was almost a blessing, and I knew that my game was in a good spot. You know, usually I'd be stressing if I feel like I can't practice and kind of get the confidence, but like I was just trying to back myself with the successes I've had the week prior. And then, you know, I was just hungry to win again and wanting to play really well. I liked the course, and I just wanted to go low.
Well, you certainly did that. And what does it mean to you as if you look at the previous winners of Orders of Merit, and actually the previous winners of Order of Merit and the Rookie of the Year, you've got one over there like Carlos Siganda, you've obviously got the likes of Charlie Hull in the past, obviously Laura Davis, you've got some of the greatest names in women's golf, and your name will be alongside them. How does that make you feel?
You know, a little bit surreal, to be honest, because I mean, I've been looking up to these people, or these girls all my life, and I mean, Carlotta Sigana, I don't know how many Solheim Cups she's played, and to be one name alongside them just feels unreal. And you know, I mean, I never thought, to be honest, I'd be in this position. But so yeah, I'm just trying to enjoy it and soak it all in, and hopefully, yeah, carry on the momentum to next year as well.
Does it give you greater self-belief that you actually belong more at this level than maybe a level below? Is it giving you the confidence to kick on, perhaps?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think it's interesting. So early in the year, we were here in Riyadh as well, and I remember going to the driving range, and the person in front of me was Lexi Thompson, and I was just like so starstruck, and I was like, I couldn't believe that I was playing in the same field as all these incredible players, and very intimidated as well back then. And I think, you know, now it's funny to see, like, be here in a similar position now with a lot of really good players as well, and just see how far I've come in feeling a bit more comfortable and having more self-belief that I do belong here. So yeah, definitely helped, and hopefully will help me on the next step forward as well.
That's interesting. So when you now look, you're right, you have a Lexi Thompson, or this week a Carlotta or a Charlie, you look at them and think, wow, what a player, but you also now think, I can beat them.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of, yeah, I mean, I know that if I have a good week, I can definitely compete with them, and I think that's a pretty cool feeling, and to just, you know, yeah, believe in myself, that I can do it, yeah, it's pretty cool. And
lastly, from a Swiss angle, Switzerland hasn't had too many great golfers, male or female, over the years. It's had some, obviously. You're sort of setting new standards for Swiss golf. Obviously, you have your your compatriot Alban, who's played in the Solheim Cup. There's a strong possibility that you could be playing in one in the future. What does it mean maybe for yourself raising the profile of golf in Switzerland and ladies golf as well?
You know, it feels very special, as you've mentioned. I think in the last couple years, especially the ladies game on the Swiss side has definitely risen with Alban and Morgan and Kim. Like, they have really done a good job and kind of, you know, risen the level, risen the expectations as well, and the possibilities. And I think it's, you know, it makes me proud to be able to kind of help moving Swiss golf forward. I mean, Swiss golf has done so much for me. I've been in their system since I'm like 13 years old. So I definitely wouldn't be here without them. And, you know, to be able to set new milestones and try and, you know, have like young girls think big as well, you know, like we come from small Switzerland, but that doesn't limit us. And I think that's something I was maybe missing a little bit when I was a junior. And so I really hope that can inspire some of the younger girls to just, you know, think outside the box and really think big. Because I mean, if you set your mind to it and you work hard and things go your way, you can really achieve big things.
And finally from me, goals for next year. I mean, you've achieved so much in your first year. It's going to be hard to follow up. It's a difficult second album if you're a band. So how are you going to go about it? What's your approach for next year?
Yeah, you know, I mean, that's definitely going to be something I'll probably think about more in the off season once I also know what tour I'll be playing on next year. I'll be going to Q Series in December, so we'll see what comes out there really. But you know, it'll be important to just kind of sit down and like enjoy the season first, but then look forward again. And I mean, you know, you can't go into it with too high expectations. Next year is going to be a new year, but I'm definitely going to try and carry forward the momentum. I mean, yeah, making it to LPGA will be the goal and establishing myself there then, you know, similar goals to what I had this year for the LET basically. And then if I play on LET again, you know, I'm going to try and just do as well as I can, try and win tournaments, try and stay true to myself. Hopefully, you know, playing in some of the majors again and try and improve there. And yeah, just have fun while I do it, because I think that's what's been a key ingredient this year too.